What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be about, do we need that 800, 850 FICO score, credit score that everybody talks about, that everybody is just like, that's the goal, that's the one to have. Let's talk about this. Make sure you give me a thumbs up if you find this video helpful. And also, if you're new to the channel, we're all about credit, how to build your credit, credit hacks, credit tips, and also traveling. I like to do vlogs. I like to travel. I like to use credit card points and rewards for travel. So if that sounds interesting to you, if that is something that you love or like or want to get into, make sure you subscribe. I'm pretty sure I can give you some helpful tips along with the other great YouTubers that do the same exact thing on a daily basis. So today's video, do we need that 850 credit score that everybody talks about? So first, let me be the first one to tell you, I've never had an 850 credit score. Never had an 850 credit score. Never been within the proximity of even maybe 40 points to it. I would say my highest was about an 810. And at that point, it was really high. But once you start applying for credit cards and things of that nature, it dropped for me. So at this point in time, when I last checked my FICO score through Wells Fargo's application, I was at a 778, which is extremely well. There's nothing wrong with being at a 778 at the age of 24 years old. Nothing wrong with that. But you can have that score at 21. You can have that score at 20. It does not matter the age. I'm just saying it is possible. You have people that are probably 20 with 850 credit scores. But no, it does not matter. And the reason why it does not matter, somebody who comes in there with a 778 versus the person who comes in there with an 840 or 850, if you're looking for a car, if you're looking for a mortgage, once you're at that 740, 750 range, depending on the lender, 740, 750, maybe 760 if you're dealing with somebody really picky and up, are all treated the same. They're all going to get that best buyer's rate. They're all going to be a well-qualified buyer. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of that before, but that's the main reason why. Once you have achieved that 740, 750, and again, maybe 760, as time goes on, it may get, harder. Just like degrees, first it was good to have a diploma, then it was nice to have an associate's, now you got to have a master's, and you got to have a this and that. But pretty much, again, right now, 740, 750, really 750 just sounds nice to me. That's what you want to aim for. 750 is really nice, 760 is, once you're there, I'm not saying get complacent and start acting crazy and drop your score. But it's okay if your score can, fluctuates a little bit. If you're applying for credit cards, if you're applying for mortgages, that's what your score is supposed to do. Your score is never supposed to just stay still. It's not what a score does. Your heartbeat does not stay the same. I don't know why you would expect a credit score to stay the same. I know that was a kind of weird comparison, but your heartbeat does not stay the same every, minute. So your credit score won't change, or won't, be the same every month. And it's perfectly fine for that to be. You could be applying for things, you could be not applying for things, and depending on what you're doing, your credit score will show that. I would say an 850 credit score or 800 credit score is more so of a bragging right, because there isn't 900, there isn't 950, there isn't 1,000, there isn't a 1,200 credit score or a 2,000 credit score. The only reason that 850 is, wanted so badly is because that's the high, everybody wants to be that top. And I've never personally, on a personal level, known somebody, not through YouTube or anything, but as in my circle, never seen anybody with an 850. I don't think I've ever even heard of somebody with a perfect 850 score. Maybe 840s, maybe 830s, and that's awesome for them. But I know if I step into an institution and they step into an institution, I have a really high 7, almost close to an 8, maybe just 20 to 25 points shy of that, versus them in the 800s, we're going to be looked at exactly the same as far as the score is concerned. Now, when it comes to debt to income ratio, when it comes to your credit history, as far as did you have any collections, did you have any bankruptcies, did you have any this, did you have any that, now we're talking. The score is just like okay, I can see. Now, when you're looking at the credit history, now we're talking, well, the person with the 8-something, they had, a couple bankruptcies. The person with the 780, never really had any bankruptcies at all, never had collection accounts or anything. Now we're going to get into the nitty gritty of things, or the person who has a 800 plus credit score has too much debt for me to approve this person, for me to approve them. Again, so debt to income is, again, like underwriter terms, but you have too much debt out there versus the income that you bring in on a yearly basis. So if you have $100,000 that you're bringing in on a yearly basis, and your debt is like $400,000, boy, that's off the charts, right? And you're probably not gonna get approved for something, versus the person who has a 787 or a 7, I'm thinking about planes and stuff, 787. You have somebody who has maybe like a 778 or a 780, and their debt to income ratio is extremely low. Maybe they only have $2,000 out there worth of debt, and they bring in like 80 grand a year. Hey, I like that person better. So again, the score is just like a little bragging right. When underwriters look at things, they look more at the score. They look at the score, obviously, because they can kind of kill you if you got a 500 or 400. Oh, goodbye. If it's something like a mortgage or something really big and fancy, they'll stop there. But when it comes to, well, let's look at the actual history. That is what matters. So this number, this 3-digit number, yes, it matters to an extent. It matters for bragging rights. Maybe until you're at like a 750, 760, it matters as far as approval to be well qualified. After you're at a 750 and up, you really got to focus on your history, your credit report itself, and even when you're not there. But you really want to be focused mostly on what you're doing. Don't have collections, don't have this, don't have that, and your score will follow. And keep up with that. That's it. That's what I gotta say about it. You let me know what you think about it. Again, I'm not pressed on being at an 850. I am a perfectionist. I'm a perfectionist, but I'm not perfect. And the 850 is a perfect score, and I'm not pressed on being that way. So that's not me. I'm cool with my 770s, my 780s. I'm cool with my 760s. I'm cool with that. Even 750s, I'm fine. So you guys let me know what you think about it. If you don't mind sharing where you are as far as credit score and things of that nature, definitely do so. Not something that people really like to talk about or whatever, but hey, I share mine. If you want to share yours and share your story, go ahead. That's my take on this. What do you guys think? Make sure, again, you like and subscribe to this channel. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.